let's imagine now I'm facing directly back at the beach. Wait for a wave to come. As when you see a wave, say around 2 or 3, maybe 4 meters away behind you, you'd start to paddle just straight directly at the beach. So just a nice paddle to get up a little bit of speed, and as the wave gets closer and closer, you paddle a little bit harder. When you feel the wave, either lift up your feet at the back of the board, lift up the board at the back, or if it's a broken wave, it might give you a bit of a splash and a wobble. If it is broken, as it splashes over you, you have a couple more hard paddles, the wave will give you a big push, and you'll come out in front of the white water with a lot of speed. You'll notice the water's rushing under the board, and the board becomes a little bit more stable at that point. If it's an unbroken wave, as you're paddling, you'll feel the back lift up, and just as it lifts up and it starts to give you a little bit of a push, a bit more gentle than a broken wave, then you have a couple of hard strokes and you'll take off down the wave as well. And the same thing, you'll notice that the water starts rushing under the board becomes a little bit more stable, and that's when you want to stand up on an unbroken wave. So how do we stand up? Well, the next step is to, say I've caught my wave, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lift the toes up onto the tail, and then in one movement, I'll do it in slow motion at first, we're lifting our body up and pulling our body forward, twisting the hips, so that we end up with our front foot across the board, pretty much underneath where my chest was on the board. So directly in the very center of the board, so that as I lift up, this front foot is in the middle of the entire board. The middle this way, and also the middle this way. So right in the middle, center point of the board, so I've got good control over the board. So knees will be bent. I'll just do the jump up again a bit faster so you can get an idea of the real speed that you want to go for. So from here, paddling, caught my wave, hands under my shoulders flat on the board, toes up onto the tail, in one movement, jumping up, twisting the hips so that my feet end up across the board, and then from here you can slowly lift up. So there's no rush to stand too tall too quick. As we stand up, there's no rush to even take your hands off the board. It's a quick movement just to get to here. So I pop up, pop up. If I'm feeling quite confident, I just come up slowly. If I'm a bit unstable, I can even lower back down, put my hands back on there. It's staying nice and low.